So, the message is simple. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And once you've made a commitment, you what? Keep it. So 2 rules. Number 1, don't take commitments lightly. Don't make commitments lightly. Raise your hand if in the past you have made commitments way too lightly. Okay? Don't make them. People try to pin me down all the time to say, I'll do something. And it's so easy to want to please them and say, oh, yes, I will. Don't make commitments lightly. Just say no with compassion. Life becomes a lot easier. Yes or no? Yes. All right, that's first. The second thing is this. Do not overcommit. Raise your hand if you've been involved in that. You overcommit either to people please or to self please or because your mind frick is taking you all over the place. This is important and that's important and that's important. Yeah, they're all important, but guess what? If you're going to be good at something, you have to focus, yes or no? One of the other virtues of a warrior is the virtue of focus. Again, it's 100% or 0%. Do not overcommit. Choose a couple of 3 things and be good at those things. And when you come out the top of one of them, you can choose to add another one. Raise your hand if you've been guilty. I told you, this can change your life. A few simple chops and your life will soar. If you were to chop away most of the fluff and crap that you spend your time with and people, and you just focus on a few critical arenas, how would you do? As a warrior, how would you do? Can a warrior spread their troops and fight every single corner in every single land? No. What does the king say? The king will say, they say, well, they're fighting us on this country and that country and this country. They say, all right, take everyone and put them over there. We'll have to lose those 2 countries, but we'll keep the one we want. Yes or no? Yes. Can't be everywhere. So, what happens if there's no way that you can uphold what you said? Then you need to do this. Then you need to formally do what? I can't hear you. Formally decommit. You have to say, I formally decommit from whatever it is, right? From this action. And what that does is this, it releases the energy and it releases you vibrationally in the universe. All right, so you have to, if you make a commitment, you have to formally what? Decommit from it if you made it. Now at this time, you will want to commit or recommit to something else that's more appropriate. Why? Why will you want to, if you decommit from something, recommit or commit to something else? Because commitment is one of the highest elements, most critical element in the process of manifestation. Now, 2 caveats. If you keep formally decommitting from things, that becomes your excuse. You're not allowed to do it anymore. I say 2 a year. 2 a year is a good number. All right. Also, if your decommitment involves a previous commitment to another person, you must get their agreement also to either be able to be released from the commitment or to change their commitment so that it works for both of you again now. Does that make sense? You can't just, say, I'll be there at 4 o'clock, and then you show up at 4:30, and they go, I've been here for half an hour. You say, well, I formally decommitted from being here at 4 o'clock. Well, yeah, it would have been nice for me to know. So you call them. That's what the call is about. You call them at 10 to 4. You say, listen, I really apologize. I'll be there at 4:30. Does that still work for you? Well, I got to go. He said, it's the best I can do. Will it work for you? Okay, thank you so much for understanding. You go there. You're there at 4:30, you say, I really apologize. Will not happen again. Do you understand? Yes. People will respect you 1,000% if you own up to the shit you're doing. Yes or no? Yes. But if you start to fish around and fumble around and wimp around, they hate you. So, an exercise. consider your word and your commitments. You now have an amazing, blessed opportunity to make some new choices in your life coming from your higher power, your warrior power, your strength. As a warrior, what in your life do you now choose to decommit from, recommit to, something you're already doing, or make a new commitment? Make a new commitment. So, we're looking at three things. And what I'd like you to do right now is in a moment, I'm going to ask you to take a look at, especially on your decommitments, what do you have going on in your life that's just not supportive to where you want to go and who you want to be? And I guarantee everybody's got plenty of them. Yes or yes? And then what areas in your life are working for you that you need to put more emphasis? It's like, I'm decommitting from those two countries. I'm recommitting to that country. And then the new commitment is, what are some of the new things that now as an enlightened warrior you can now start to bring on into your life, take on in your life, a new direction you've been holding off, and now you can say, yes, this is the one I can go for now. So yeah, we're taking that country and that island over there. I've always wanted. It's the most beautiful island in the world. We're taking that too. New commitments. Look at, be specific. Don't just say, I'm committing to being happy. Forget it. Happiness is a result of other pieces, right? So look at people in your life. Look at places, your environment, and things like that. Look at your work. Look at things. Maybe you got too much shit, too much crap in your life, too many things going on. Maybe you live for things, Look at your to-do list. Look at your habits. Look at your relationships. Look at how you spend your time. I had a gentleman a little while ago. He was a big CEO for a very major corporation. Earned a lot of money, well over $2 to $3 million a year, depending on his bonuses. And when he did this exercise, he was a whole new man. He shared out, he was crying. And it was the simplest little thing. He was finally ready to decommit from being the executive director of his condo association, which he'd been the executive director for 16 years, every frickin' Tuesday night, yada, 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 yada. And at first it was, kind of fun to do it, and then after it got busy, and then for the last 10 years was nothing more than a commitment that he wasn't willing to break because he had said it. Understand? He didn't understand that he could decommit from things when they don't serve him anymore. Get it? And he was crying when he was sharing. It was like this whole freedom. He started talking about how he could take this vacation now. He wouldn't even take vacations because he had this commitment to this stupid condo association. All right. So I want you to write them down. Commitments, recommitments, and new commitments. I want you to have at least one in your life for each one of these. At least one. So go ahead and do that right now. And if other people are involved, by the way, on your decommitments, then you can make your decommitment now and you can attempt to get their agreement later. You can work things out with them later on how you're going to recommit with them or let it go completely. Yes? Other thing you can do with these commitments and recommitments and all these things is it's okay for them to start later. In other words, you can commit or recommit or decommit now to say, in 6 months, I'm leaving my job and I'm da-da-da-da. Or in 3 months, I'm going to be this. Or next week, I'm going to do that. It doesn't have to be right this second. Got it? Because you're making the decisions now. Yes? Yes or yes? Yes. All right. Take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and write these down. 3 minutes. Remember, your word represents you. The more you do what you say, the more what you say comes true in reality, the more you own your power, and the universe will bend over backwards to support you and your new unconscious, automatic, natural habit of successfully doing what you say you're going to do. You understand? The universe is set up to make you right. The universe is set up to support your own way. And if your way is the way of success, the universe will conspire to create things and manifest things around you that you can utilize for your success. Does that make any sense whatsoever? And you start by being a powerful warrior and keeping your word. Your peace, your power is a direct proportion to your integrity. The enlightened warrior lives in integrity always. When? Always. When? Always. When? Always. Because if you don't, what will happen? That's right. The warrior will. You have to. The only question is, do you live there? Stand up for the declaration, please. I am a warrior. I live in integrity. I am a warrior. I live in integrity. Again. I am a warrior. I live in integrity. I am a warrior. I live in integrity. Ready? Oh, high five and say, you are a warrior.